What's good, Deluxe family? Welcome back to the channel, man. As you can tell, we are on the road to 1 milli. All right. I've been saying this, bro. When I got back on the channel, if y'all didn't know, I was off the channel for like a whole entire year and a half or so. And when I got back on this channel at the beginning of quarantine, it was probably like April. I was about at like 630. I think it was 630,000. I was at. All right. So within that time period, we were able to get to 1 million. We're gonna be hitting this shit in like a day or two. Day 2, maybe 3. You know what I'm saying? After that, it's road to 2 million though. Don't think I was stopping. It's road to 2 million right after that. But look it, we get into places you should never swim. Part 1. Alright. Now, I'm probably not gonna I can't relate to most of these places because I usually only swim in one place. And it's that push, alright? It's that. Now let me stop. I'm celibate, guys, alright? I've been celibate. But places you should never swim. Let's get straight into it. Oh. Hold up. Let's rewind it. I have my headphones in. My fault.
You can probably think of lots of places that are great for swimming. Pools, the beach, even comically small inflatable pools.
Bro, the only 2 places I could think of was a pool and a beach. Where the hell else am I gonna swim? I'm not gonna swim in the middle of the ocean.
But in this video, I'm going to tell you about 20 places where you should absolutely, under no circumstances, ever swim.
A dirty
Why?
Pussy.
Because I'm trying to keep you safe. Also, they're super
STDs.
weird and interesting. Number 20, Lake Karachay. Lake Karachay, a lake in the southern Ural Mountains in central Russia, has been called the most polluted place on Earth. During the 50s, when the Soviet Union didn't really care that much about being super safe with how they dealt with their nuclear waste, some of it was just dumped into this lake. Some parts of the lake are so regular that they would kill you in an hour if you stuck around. The Russian government has begun filling up the lake with concrete, so if you still want to go swim there, even after hearing this, you better get there while you still have the chance.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump into a lake that looks like shit.
Number 19,
who the hell is gonna want to swim
Ganges
there?
River. If you ever find yourself in India looking for a place to swim, you better avoid the Ganges River. The Ganges has become so polluted due to India's rapid industrialization that over 600 kilometers of it, equivalent to 372 miles, are ecological dead zones where life cannot sustain itself.
What the hell?
Try and not let that life be you. Human and industrial waste is pumped into.
But I feel like at this point they just stay in the obvious. At this point, why would you? Damn, there's people really in that water though. I was gonna say, I don't think anyone's gonna go recreational swimming with it. Damn, bro, they're really in that bit. They are in it. Be grateful. You're behind the screen watching this. You are blessed. I am blessed. Damn.
River at a disturbing rate. In places, the river has over 70 times the safe limit of toxic chemicals and 3,000 times the safe amount of fecal coliform. The Ganges is not only
I know what that means. I don't know what that means.
But is also the final resting place for about 40,000 cremated bodies every year. So you'd essentially be swimming in a sort of sludge made partially out of dead people. Overall, research confirms this causes a greater rate of cancer and gastrointestinal disease among people living by the river. And worst of all, since the river is religiously sacred, people disregard the warnings, believing that swimming in it cleanses themselves of past sins. Number 18. The Boiling Lake. The Boiling Lake in Dominica is probably what you think it is based off the name. A lake that is straight up boiling all the time. This is because underneath the water is red-hot magma, another thing which, like boiling water, does not sound like it would be fun to touch. While the lake actually looks kind of appealing, like it would just be a nice hot spring. In reality, the water is roughly 90 degrees Celsius.
So why are there people in it?
190 degrees Fahrenheit. Number 17, Jacob's Well. Jacob's Well in Texas, unlike Boiling Lake, sounds like it would be a pretty nice place to swim, actually.
That do look good.
And for the most part, it is. The spot is known for its crystal clear water, allowing you to look straight down and see way further than you would in any other lame lake. The dangerous part has to do with the spring series of underwater caves and tunnels that lay.
So why are you gonna say this is a place we should never swim if we should go swim there? I don't understand.
Inexperienced divers who don't fully understand the risk and specialty equipment needed for cave diving in places
now that look lit though.
Underestimated the challenge of Jacob's Well at their own.
The only thing is, like, imagine swimming into the cave and you can't get out. Oh, You got me fucked up.
And there have been 8 deaths at the site. Number 16, the Nile River. The Nile River is dangerous. Really? Even though in the Prince of Egypt everyone is just chilling in there and leaving babies around?
Why am I staring at his
in reality,
socks?
the Nile is full of Nile crocodiles who use the clouded water to hide from their prey. Every year, hundreds of people are attacked by Nile crocodiles in sub-Saharan Africa.
Damn, hundreds?
For reference, there
That's
are only
tough.
16 shark attacks a year in the United States. So to avoid ending up like a wildebeest on the Discovery Channel, you should probably just stay on land. Number 15,
That's tough.
Hanakapi Beach. Hanakapi Beach in Hawaii is absolutely not where you want to go on
That
your
look
vacation.
beautiful.
It may look like any other pristine Hawaiian beach.
I'm assuming it's filled with
Surfing,
snakes.
Wear a grass skirt and whatever, but this is a trap. Underneath, there are very strong riptides that have led to 80 confirmed deaths.
Oh.
The beach is so dangerous that there's even a sign with a death toll marked on it to scare potential swimmers away.
Bro, what? That's different.
Number 14, Bubbly Creek.
That's
Bubbly
different.
Creek sounds like a pretty nice place. It reminds me of something that would be in the Lord of the Rings, but in the Shire, not Mordor. In reality, Bubbly Creek is the worst part of the Chicago River. The nearby Union Stockyard dumped blood, manure, urine, and various body parts into the river for over 100 years. The bubbles are a result of the decomposing meat, since the river's other population has made sure that there's little life in the river to decompose.
Now that fish was dead. That fish wasn't. That fish is not dead. That shit dead. I've never seen a fish upside down. That means he died.
The population has made sure that there's little life in the river to decompose things. One study found that the layer of animal remains at the bottom of the creek is 3 feet thick. Number
Oh my
13,
gosh.
Semezin Hole. The Semezin Hole has been described as a black silty hole of death. It is the deepest diving site in the Gulf of Thailand, with a depth of 280 feet. If you really want to dive into this black silty hole of death, you're going to have to deal with strong currents, oil tankers passing through,
Why would I wanna-
poor visibility, and barracuda. The U.S. Navy also used to use the site as an ammunition dump, so there's always the possibility of bumping into the wrong
Why would I
thing
jump into something called the Hole of Death?
and just blowing yourself up. Number 12, Eagle's Nest Sinkhole. If you were to stand next to Eagle's Nest Sinkhole in Florida, you would probably think that it was just a pond. However, if you were to actually dive down, you would see the shaft that leads to underwater passages and rooms bigger than football fields. The deepest point
Wow.
was 310 feet below the surface. In 1999, it was actually closed due to 10 deaths. It reopened in 2003
Wow.
because some people just cannot stop themselves from diving into underwater caves. The caves are home to this now infamous and genuinely spooky sign.
What does that say? Prevent your death. Go no further. That's inside the cave? More than 300 divers, including open water scuba divers, have died. What? Fact. You need training to dive. Without cave training, divers die here. It can have. Damn, they have the underwater. That shit is different. Wow.
Number 11, Kipu Falls. While I would like to be able to warn you about the specific dangers of Kipu Falls
She look good.
it is actually not known what they are. Several people have drowned there, but nobody actually knows why. Witnesses reported people swimming perfectly normally and then suddenly panicking and going under. Their bodies weren't seen until they were pulled up from the bottom, dead. Some have blamed the mystic water spirit Mo'u. Others speculate that there's just a whirlpool of some kind. Number 10, the Amazon Basin. There
I won't
are
be
so
jumping in
many
that.
reasons you shouldn't go swimming in the Amazon Basin. You've got anacondas, which can stay underwater for 10 minutes. You've got red-bellied piranhas, which can tear you to shreds.
That thing
You've got
ugly as
electric
hell.
eels, which can shock you with 600 volts, which, for reference, is 5 times stronger than what you would get from the standard U.S. wall socket. While you've probably
Damn.
heard of those things, you may not have heard of kangaroo, which are tiny fish that swim up your urinal tube.
I was
What
literally
rest do
gonna
you
say
need
that.
except for
That means they swim up your damn asshole and your penis hole. That's what they doing out here. What kind of gay
Miss
shit?
water people. Number 9.
That fish
Lake
gay as
Victoria.
hell.
Lake Victoria in Africa looks like what you would expect a lake to look like, but this is one of the most dangerous bodies of water on the planet, with an average of 5,000 deaths every year. Lake Victoria is so deadly because it has its own mini-climate which causes the weather to change from pleasant to severe in a very short amount of time. Local people have few options. Number 8, Horseshoe Lake. It's not the water itself in Horseshoe Lake, California that makes it so dangerous, but you'd be able to tell that something was up way before you ever get to the shore because you notice that the lake is surrounded by 100 acres of dead trees. A series of earthquakes in
Damn.
1989 and 1990 caused dangerous levels of carbon monoxide to escape from the Earth's surface and into the air. The area is actually, for the most part, safe.
Damn.
However, the levels of gas can fluctuate without warning, and there have been several asphyxiation fatalities. Number 7. Rio Tinto. Rio Tinto in Spain at least looks as dangerous as it actually is.
Yeah, because I'm not. Why would I go swimming in that?
5,000 years of mining pollution. So hopefully you'll be scared off before you even dip your toe in it. The river is extremely acidic, and in fact is such a strange environment that scientists study it because it is thought to be similar to the conditions on Jupiter's moon Europa. Number 6.
How the hell would they know that?
Gansby, South Africa didn't get the nickname Shark Alley for nothing. Obviously, you should not be swimming anywhere that is called Shark Alley unless you are a crazy person. They have so many sharks there, in fact, that it's become a tourist destination for the only semi-crazy activity of cage diving with the sharks. If you're looking for sharks, clearly this is the place to be. While the United States only has 0.2 shark attacks per every million people, South Africa has 0.15 per every million. Number 5. Hoover Dam.
Whatever, I don't know what that
Definitely
means,
shouldn't
but
go swimming in any dams. To begin with, swimming at places like the Hoover Dam is actually a jailable offense, so your swim could end in you getting arrested. But the more serious reason is that there are super strong currents because it isn't a normal body of water. It's a body of water that people made to make electricity. Does that sound like a safe place to swim to you? Just a few months ago, a Welsh tourist, Aaron Hughes,
alright.
safe place
I'm
to
just
swim
taking
to you.
notes.
Just
He has no regrets tatted on his forearm.
a few months ago, a Welsh tourist, Aaron Hughes, was arrested for swimming across the Hoover Dam. Authorities said he was the only person they knew of that survived such a swim, as others have been sucked into intakes. But there's other things you can get
that's
sucked
different.
into as well, like bellmouth spillways. Don't those just look like a fun ride? Number 4. Citarum River. The Citarum River in Indonesia is one of, if not the most polluted river in the world. This is largely because 5 million people happen to live in its basin, and people tend to produce waste. Imagine what would happen to a river that ran through your room that you've been avoiding cleaning for the past year, for instance. Nearby textile factories also consider the river to be a great
They
place
need to
dump
fix
large
that up.
quantities of toxic waste, leading the river to become filled with lead, mercury, arsenic, and other toxins.
Y'all need to fix
Number
that up.
3. Blue Lagoon. The Blue Lagoon in Buxton.
Like y'all need to like, you know what I'm saying? Like move the trash. Y'all live there. Like y'all need to move the trash.
Has a pH level of 11.3, which probably doesn't mean anything to you unless you're a chemist. Well, the fact that bleach has a pH level of 12.6 should be a big warning sign. On top of being a body of water that's closer to being bleach than it is being something that would come out of a tap, it has an idyllic blue color from caustic chemicals in the surrounding stones.
That look beautiful,
Despite
though.
signs warning people of the danger, people could not help themselves from taking a dip in its beautiful waters. It got so
Stupid.
bad it had to be dyed black to try to discourage people from swimming in it. If you think
Wow.
about it, that's actually a pretty great idea that a lot of other places on this list could take a note from. The lagoon is also home to abandoned cars, dead animals, and human waste. So yeah, dyeing it black was a good decision. Number 2, Reunion
They should have left it blue.
Reunion
Let the
Island.
people face the consequences, because honestly, that shit was
French
beautiful.
territory in the Indian Ocean, famed for its surfing, has recently become the shark attack capital of the world. Remember back when I said that South Africa had lots of shark attacks because it had 0.15 attacks per million people?
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
Reunion
yeah.
Island has 8.28 attacks per million people. The island...
That means every million people, there's 8 people die. That means every 4 million people, 33 million people die. Yeah, I'm nice with the math. Don't play me, man.
Number of 39 attacks, 19 of which were fatal. While no one exactly knows why the island has become such a hotspot for sharks, it has been speculated that it was due to the creation of a marine reef that attracted more fish, resulting in more food for the sharks. Before I reveal the most outrageous example in this list, I'd like to remind you to subscribe to Be Amazed. We upload amazing fact-filled videos.
Yo, subscribe to my channel, man.
The Strid in York.
Why does Be Amazed have 2.1 million? Get me them 2 million. Come on now.
Videos. Number 1, the Strid. The Strid in Yorkshire may just be the most picturesque place on this list, and the least threatening looking. It looks like it belongs on a postcard. Unfortunately,
It doesn't look
has in
threatening at all.
reality claimed many lives. It reportedly has a 100% fatality rate for those who are unlucky enough to fall in.
What?
This bridge features a brutal combination of fast, invisible currents and underwater rocks for those currents to throw you at. Professor Carolyn Roberts, professor of environment at Gresham College, London, has stated that it kills because of its geomorphology, the form of the channel, which is influenced by the nature of the rocks over which it tumbles, and that vortices in the flow will trap bodies under the water close to the bed or the sides, whilst the turbulence will render someone unconscious very quickly. It's not a good place to play. Worst of all, because it looks so unthreatening, you can imagine someone carelessly attempting to jump the river and slipping into the water. Such a mistake is fatal, and easily made, given the slippery moss abundant around the river's bordering rocks. So now you've been warned.
That place had 100% fatality rate, so if you went into that, you're dead. Yeah, not me, I'm a strong swimmer. Stop playing with me, man. If you watch this part of the video, make sure you do like and subscribe. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Same way, don't catch me in the next one. Peace.